part of the library of which you will make most use is the 4-story building which dominates the centre of the campus. If the library seems excessively large to you, remember that university courses place a great reliance on private study and self-directed work. You will not be spoon-fed, and so will need access to a wider range of materials than many of you will have previously encountered. Remember that a university's function does not begin and end with teaching. It has a wider role in the creation and conservation of learning. The university needs a large library to support its research as well as its teaching activities. By following 3 typical students, we can gain an impression of what a university library is for. Linda is a first-year humanities student. Di is a second-year social sciences student, and Chris is a natural sciences postgraduate. Personal belongings can be left safely and securely in the coin-operated lockers in the basement. The lockers must be vacated by closing time each day, when you get back your deposit. Next to the lockers is a social area where you can smoke and buy refreshments. The loan hall is on the first level up. The desk where you come to borrow and return books is the first thing you see as you enter the loan hall. To the right of the desk, you will see the display of newly acquired books, which is changed each Thursday. On your right, as you enter the loan hall, you will find the catalogue hall. If you have some problem, such as finding the location of a particular book, or if you require some specific piece of information, the catalogue hall should be your first stopping-off place. There is an inquiry desk manned by an experienced librarian during the day. At other times, ask at the loan desk. You will be able to get professional assistance at most times when the library is open. Additionally, 7 of the librarians are specialists in the information needs of certain groups of subjects. You will find it useful to contact your subject librarian if you have a special difficulty.
Excuse me, can you tell me where to find the Shakespeare section? Yes, if you look up Shakespeare in the author catalogue behind you there. Look for the class mark in the top right-hand corner, and then go upstairs to the first floor above us, and you'll find all the books on Shakespeare at that moment. Great, thanks very much.
Di cannot find a book on her reading list in the catalogue, so she asks the reference librarian to check it.
Excuse me, I'm looking for this book here. I've been looking at the catalogues and can't seem to find it there. Oh yes, I think the author's misspelt in this case. I'll just check for you. Yes, you see, that's the correct spelling.
An author's name may be misspelled, or you may have insufficient information. Often this can be verified quickly and easily by a check in a bibliography. If there is something you want to know, something you cannot find, or something you do not understand, ask the library staff. We are used to unraveling complicated inquiries. When you have a problem, it will probably save everybody's time if you do ask us. The library staff are there to help you. The catalogue is a labour-saving device, so learn to use it. There is very little to recommend an aimless ramble around the library. If you are looking for one particular book, find the correct classification number first. If you cannot find one book, Remember that another may be equally good.
The energy card.
Books are arranged on the shelves by classification numbers according to their subjects. The classification, consisting of letters and numbers, is typed in the top right-hand corner of the catalogue cards. We use the classification scheme based on that of the Library of Congress in Washington. You will find plenty of guiding throughout the library to help you find the place you want. We have produced a wide range of booklets and leaflets to help with the questions which arise regularly. You are welcome to take as many as you wish from the display in the catalogue hall. Some deal with particular subjects, others with particular types of literature. A general guide is the A to Z, which you will have received with your registration papers. Use the name catalogue if you already have the details of a book you require. Use the subject index and classified catalogue in order to find what other books the library has on a subject in which you are interested. The entry in the alphabetical subject index takes you to the appropriate section of the classified catalogue, which is arranged according to the notation of the classification scheme. If you do this, you will find out about all those books shelved at a particular number, whether or not they happen to be out on loan. You will also find out about those books which touch on your subject, but which are shelved elsewhere. Obviously, any one book may deal with a number of subjects, but can be physically located in only one place. The classified catalogue gets around this problem because a librarian can put in as many different cards as he thinks might be helpful. Most of the books in the library are available for at least 2-week loan, but it often happens that a particular document is in demand by a large number of people for a relatively short time. Some courses are very large, and we cannot provide as many multiple copies as we might wish. One way we have of rationing books is to make some copies available for overnight loan only. These are to be found on the open shelves, but are distinguished by orange tape on the spine. Another way is to put books in the reserve collection. The reserve collection is on the first floor east wing. It contains books and periodical articles which are known to be in heavy demand. It is closed access, which means that you must ask for what you want and it is brought to you. Look up what you want on the strip index. Write the details on a requisition slip and hand it to the assistant on duty. Each item has an accession number. When there is more than one copy in stock, write down all the accession numbers. The books are usually available for overnight loan, though some are more restricted. The striptex entries are color-coded so that you can tell what the loan period is. Having found your book, the assistant will make a note of your name from your identity card, which is also your library ticket. Fines are heavy, so bring your books back on time. If it is any consolation, income from fines is used to buy extra copies of students' books. The left-hand side of the strip index lists the several thousand photocopies of periodical articles held in the reserve collection. These articles may not be taken out of the building. Neither should the examination papers held there for you to consult. Most reserve collection books can be taken out of the building and do not have to be reissued from the loan desk on the ground floor. Although you can walk straight out with these books, the rest of the stock is protected by a security system and must be properly issued to you before you leave the building. Choose your books and take them to the loan desk. Give the assistant your identity card. Your ticket has a bar-coded label which is read by a light pen Each book also has its unique bar-coded label, which is read by the light pen. Lastly, the assistant stamps the book with the return date and desensitizes the security device, which will enable you to walk through the exit gate without setting off the alarm. Should you set off the alarm, the attendant on duty will note the particulars and ask you to return to the loan desk. Loans are recorded and controlled by the library's own mini-computer. This makes borrowing easier. We use an Interdata 74 computer and Plessey light pens. The automation of the circulation system means that it is a simple matter to check whether a book is on loan, which books are on loan to you, and when they are due back. The machine also prints the recall notices we send out when we want a book back. You will find 4 coin-operated photocopying machines in the loan hall. You will find them very useful for photocopying other people's notes if you happen to miss a lecture. You can also photocopy the articles and extracts from books which you intend to read at your leisure. In order to protect copyright, there are certain legal restrictions on the amount you may copy from any one work. These are set out in a pamphlet held at the loan desk. We do make every effort to reunite people with their lost property. Do please look after your valuables, and this includes your lecture notes. You will appreciate that it would be impossible for us to buy enough copies of books for everyone to have access to a copy at all times. The reserve collection helps, and so do overnight loans from the open shelves. But if you cannot find the book you want on the open shelves, do not give up. If you fill in a reservation postcard at the loan desk, a copy will be held for you to collect when it has been traced, probably recalled from loan. If a book you hold is requested by someone else, please cooperate by returning it promptly, and in any event, no later than the date specified on the recall notice. We shall communicate with you by internal mail. It is a good idea to get into the habit of checking your college mail regularly, because tutors and supervisors use it as well as the library. Chris also wants an article which is not in the library at all. Although we normally require a supervisor's signature for undergraduate interlibrary loans, we can use well-established national and international arrangements for borrowing on your behalf from other libraries. Chris's request will probably go to the British Library Lending Division at Boston Spa in Yorkshire. Most materials arrive promptly, but it is better to consult us at an early stage rather than rely on a return of post service. Difficulties are pressing enough when the work was due in last week. We transmit most of our requests directly by telex. Dillons have a bookshop in the library. Your teachers will advise you which books you must buy, and you cannot afford to ignore this advice.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Do you have this in paperback?
No, that I'm afraid isn't done in the paperback, only available in the hardback. Paperback will probably come, but not for 7 months.
£8.95.
Very money.
Oh well, it's a birthday present.
Yes, come Cheers.
Bye-bye.
An exhibition mounted from the Powell Cotton Museum at Quecks Park near Birchington is one of many on such diverse subjects as polyhedra or the work of David Jones, which the Senate Exhibitions Committee and its enthusiastic chairman has put on in the exhibition room on the 3rd floor and in the 2nd floor gallery. Sometimes the Centre for the Study of Cartoons and Caricature exhibits some of the large collection of cartoon originals held in the library. There is a collection of audiovisual materials on the 3rd floor. There are 50,000 slides of paintings, sculpture and other works of art, as well as tape cassettes. Much of the equipment is available for student use, like this microfilm reader printer. Nearby is the Students' Union Record Library, which is manned by volunteer staff during lunch times. There is a membership subscription, but the record library is open to all students. Its scope includes both popular and classical music. The library has a number of special collections, including the books of David Lloyd George, 19th century plays, and the official publications of the European communities, as well as British official publications. The library takes about 3,500 current periodical titles. This is, of course, only a small proportion of the total number in existence. We aim to stock the core titles for the subjects in which members of the university have an interest. There is a periodicals catalogue, and the entries are repeated in the name catalogue. Unbound issues are usually to be found in the cupboards in the central part of the 1st floor. The current issues displayed on the outside. The bound volumes for earlier years are kept on the open shelves near the books on the same subjects. You will find that there is ample seating accommodation of various kinds throughout the library, and we hope that you will find it a congenial place in which to work. The stock of the library is large, but it can only be representative of the world's literature. There are many millions of books in existence. More frightening than the scale of book publication is the exponential growth of periodical literature. Chemical Abstracts, for example, currently records about 1 million articles a year. The library aims to stock a range of abstracts, indexes and bibliographies which provide a key to the literature of all subjects. Some of these works exist in microform, as do many books and journals. Many abstracting and indexing services are computer typeset. By dialing up a computer in California, it is possible for a researcher in Canterbury to have access to any of over 30 million bibliographic references in the Lockheed Dialogue system. The references which relate directly to Chris's research topic can be found and printed in a matter of minutes at a considerable saving in time and with much greater precision. Both undergraduate and postgraduate work may require varying degrees of effort in literature searching. You cannot carry out a research project, however small, if you do not know what has been written on the subject before. The library staff are ready and willing to advise and assist you in doing this quickly and efficiently. The library plays an important part in the life of the university. Without it, you would find it virtually impossible to follow the courses for which you are registered. Without it, the teaching staff would find it impossible to undertake research and prepare lectures. We hope that it will help you. Please remember that the library staff are there to help you to get the best from its resources.